So gearbox is warmed up now, so let's give it some beans. It's like giving birth. This is not going to be fun. What's going on, guys? We're going to do a gearbox oil change today and try and see if we can fix the hesitant shifts, because this does seem to have a little bit of an issue every now and again. It really hesitates to shift. You'll be at 7,200 RPM and all of a sudden it just decides out of nowhere that it's going to try and change, but it doesn't actually change over. So it's going to be a case of you're going to drain the oil out, replace the filter that's in the box, and then sometimes it's a bit hesitant to go into overdrive as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this fixes it. So first things first, we bring this down here as well. We've been given by one of our good friends some fresh oil. I didn't pay for this, but he used it for his and it was just left over. He's gone 8 HP, so he doesn't actually need that anymore, so that's good. That's very nice of him. He's a very nice man. We've brought a load of tools with us because I kind of messed up on that one last time and didn't bring any tools with me and had to keep getting in and out. This is the new filter. Some sandpaper there just in case to clean up surfaces, but this is the new filter. I don't know if these are to do with the gearbox, but they came with the gear with this. So, and I got given this as well by the same gentleman who doesn't need it anymore. So, yeah, now we're going to try and pull the car forward, but I don't know how well this is going to go. I'll be honest. She's a heavy old girl, and I have no grip. So this is going to be fun. Yeah, this is not going to be fun. I've not really thought this one through, have I? We're not going to go gung-ho with this. We are going to be sensible, just in case anything snaps. We're going to be sensible and we're going to take all the bolts out of the sump with a ratchet first, and then we'll use the gun to just buzz them all out. It's the safest option. So let's see what size that is. That is a 14. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lordy Lord that it's a 14. Fun fact for people that don't know. Pretty much all 90 Japanese don't use 13s or 11s or anything like that. 13s, I think. 13s, they don't use them because apparently they are, it's an unlucky number. They're quite superstitious, so supposedly that was why. I don't know whether that's the case nowadays. I think they probably do use 13 mils, but who knows. I'm going to try and drop this all the way down. It's like giving birth. It's very watery, that oil as well. So I think definitely it was time for a change. Right, we're gonna chuck this back in for the minute. Oh, the light is trying to save the chat. Chuck that back in just to stop it dripping on us while we're doing this. And now let's crack off these bolts. But yeah, basically start off draining the oil. Standard procedure for pretty much any oil change on any component you do. You drain the old oil first. And with these, obviously the filter is inside the gearbox. So you have to take this sump off. Yeah, it is metal. I wasn't sure if that was metal then. Take the sump off, and to do that, take all the screws out, and then you're going to have to get probably a screwdriver from somewhere, and then try and find somewhere and you've got to do all of this without damaging the bending the pan. If you bend the pan, it might not ever seal again properly. Do some parkour. Like I said, pit is great, but not that great. God, yeah, this looks like it's not been changed in a very, very long time. Realistically, I think it probably needs a full gearbox drain. You can see just here, so see all this sludge? That's metallic sludge. So they have magnets, 3 of them by the looks of it. 3 magnets in the bottom on the sump to just obviously catch any debris. So we're going to have to clean that. Ah, I've just got gearbox all in my hair as well. And there you have one gearbox oil filter removed. It's still full of oil. But, oh god, just getting covered in fucking oil here. The filter element here is full of metallic substance as well. That's a lot of metal fragments in there. It's not good. Not good at all. It's a good job this gearbox is getting replaced with a manual gearbox at some point. Because who knows how much longer this gearbox would have lasted. Not good. Not good at all. Look at all this sludge here. It's thick and yeah, nasty. Oh shit, nasty. But we'll be back in uno momento once we've got out. So we're going to try and clean everything off. So we had a little bit of a problem, but we should be good now. So we cleaned all of this out. This is all nice and clean. And then we have got the 3 magnets that came out of it. We've cleaned all of those up. There's still a few little bits left on them, but they're clean. They're ready to catch some more stuff. Now we need to scrape all of this silicone sealant off, clean it all up, and then do the same on the other side on the car. And in doing so, then we can put this back on, put the sump plug back in, and then hopefully we should be ready to refill. Oh, we need to reseal it and everything. So, as you can see, I've cleaned up as best I can. I mean, these bits on the sides don't matter too much because they're not actually a mating surface. It's mainly this slightly raised section. You probably can't see that it's raised. There's a few little bits that I should probably get off as well, which I will do, but yeah, cleaned up all the silicone. Inside of it is spotless. Now we're going to put these little magnets back in where we found them, just so we don't forget. Like I say, I feel like there's supposed to be a 4th one over there. I might be wrong, but I feel like there is. So we're going to take our scraper tool, some sandpaper as well to help clean.
pro tip, use goggles when you're working underneath the car. So, new filter, see new gaskets, you can see the filter element there, one of them, nice and clean. In comparison to the old one, not clean at all. So, we put this way, just got to make sure everything it all lines up. Should probably get the bolts. So, get one of our bolts. Lovely. Oh, make sure you move the wires out of the way because they need to click back in. Grab another one of your bolts. There isn't any Loctite on any of these bolts either, so they are just torqued up. I don't know what the torque setting is, so don't ask me. I'll be honest. These are going to get probably torqued up to whatever feels right. That's one thing people always do. They always go ham with silicone, and you don't need a huge amount. You just want to put like a bead all the way around on this raised edge, and it will, as you compress it, it will just expand out and do good stuff and seal, you hope. Oh yeah, you can see how I had this on my head. Stop oil dropping on me here. Yeah, you got a little bit of working time with this sort of stuff. So you don't need to be like all super quick. So we've managed to make a little contraption out of a strap to hold the funnel, because apparently there is no fill hole on the underside of the car, from what I've been told. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Apparently you have to fit it through the dipstick, which seems a bit counterintuitive, but you know, oh well, here we go. So we've got our funnel set up, and then we're gonna grab our oil. It says it's about 1.6 litres for a drain and refill. So we're going to take her for a quick drive just to make sure that everything that we've done actually works. So this is the first start after doing the gearbox oil change. Everything sounds all right so far. Oh, well, that's a nice welcome surprise. So first thing I do notice, big time notice, so it used to clunk into reverse, like really badly clunk into reverse. We do want to get this a little bit warm before we do any sort of harsh acceleration. So have a look under the car just to make sure there's no leak, because if we got a leak,
we need to go back ASAP. Wait for the car to get properly hot before we do anything, but there's no clunkiness. That's honestly the main thing. There's no clunkiness on into reverse. That literally, I didn't even know it had gone into reverse, which before it would honestly, like, it would genuinely be like you put it in reverse and it was like clunk, proper clunk, which is not ideal. It's not what you want. It does seem to be changing gear very smoothly and nicely. The main test that I need to do is I see if does overdrive work, because we used to have some issues with overdrive as well. It didn't used to like going into overdrive very often. You have to wait for it for a while. You'll have it on, and all of a sudden it will go, oh yeah, I'll just clock into that. Oh, straight in, nice and smooth, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So gearbox is warmed up now, so let's give it some beans. It did change gear, but as you can tell, the NA power just is nothing. But if you liked the video, please leave a comment, subscribe and stuff. You know, it helps me get put out there more onto the pages and stuff. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.